Now I know what you're thinking. Everyone has told you that cramming is bad. Heck, I've told my students that cramming is bad. However, confession, that's how I got through school and university. I think there is a place for cramming, and a certain type of person will be able to cram, and it's probably the best study method for that person. If you work well under pressure, if you are creative, and if you are able to keep a level head while stressed, then you will be able to cram. A lot of people think cramming is bad because there's this implication that you are shoving as much information as you can into your brain over a very short period of time, and you only need to retain it for a very short period of time, and then that information is gone. What I would like to put forward is that is ineffective cramming, and I want to teach you how to cram effectively so that you can actually hold on to this knowledge for a longer period of time. When I use cramming, it means that I am learning very quickly and I am retaining that information for a longer period of time. Now I have some good news and some bad news. The good news is that if you implement these strategies that I'm going to tell you about, studying is going to be very, very effective and efficient for you. The bad news is that you have to actually put in the work beforehand, and that is why I made the video on how to make study notes, which you can go and check out. Ultimately, in order to cram effectively, you need to be prepared. So the first thing that I want to talk about is reworking your information. You have to invest the time making decent study notes and really using that time to rework that content in your own words so that you can understand it. If you don't do this step, then cramming is not going to work for you. You need to spend the time actually reworking your content and putting it in your own words. Whether you make handwritten or digital study notes, the important thing is that you are breaking down your work and making it more applicable to you so that you can remember it and recall it more easily. Now going forward, you need to understand that the whole point of cramming is to downsize your work and make it seem like there is less work for you to learn. This will trick your brain and actually make it seem more manageable, and you'll actually want to approach your studying more. You need to simplify your work to understand it. Remember, you are downsizing your work. You need to take this big chunk of work and make it a lot smaller so that you can actually approach it and you don't feel very overwhelmed when you go and study. Do not learn your work word for word. You need to be able to understand a concept and explain it in your own words. If you are learning things word for word, eventually you are going to be burnt out. You need to declutter your notes, declutter your diagrams, and again, remember to simplify. It can be really useful to speak out loud while studying. So you could try and explain your work to your siblings, or your teddy bears, or even your pets. The point is to just try and verbalize your work so that you can prove to yourself that you really do understand what you are learning. To make it fun and interesting, you could even try speak out loud in different pitches or different volumes or different accents. If you have a lot of time, or if the set of work is going to be relevant for the next few years, you might even think about investing some time in writing a song or a little jingle or a rap, something that's really going to stick in your mind for the years to come. Rotation and revolution, rotation and revolution. Rotation is the cause of day and night, revolution causes seasons much to our delight. One of my favorite methods that I used when I was studying was to record myself just on my phone recorder and then listen back. And this was really useful because I like to multitask. So I could listen to myself while I was driving or while I was cooking, and just having my notes on repeat the whole time was a really effective way for me to remember my work. and I still vividly remember doing this in high school, and I did it with Newton's laws of motion, and I could still recite it for you now if I had to. You could even stick up your study notes where you get ready every day. So this is my dressing table and I've stuck it on my mirror, which means that every day I will see it. The advice I have for you with this is to just keep it simple. Keep it easy on the eyes so that it's something that you can look at very quickly, take in very quickly, and revise very quickly. So this is very effective for simple things that you need to remember for long term. Something else that you can do, assuming that your parents won't kill you, is to take a whiteboard marker and just make sure that it's not a permanent marker, but you can use this on your mirror and it will come off easily. You can use this on your mirror and it will come off easily, and then you can just write your notes or draw what you need to draw, and it will be there on your mirror until you rub it off. Now this one is one of my personal favorites. Yes, I know it's weird, but trust me, it works. And this is putting your study notes at the back of your bathroom door. Yes, I know it's dodgy, but it works. So what I've done with these study notes is that I've stuck it on the back of the door. It's easy to see, it's very easy on the eyes. I've also color-coded to make it very easy for me to quickly glance at it and quickly revise in my head. It's these simple things that take 2 minutes of your brain power that really help the work stick in your mind to make it easier for you to recall in an exam. Setting up practice tests for yourself or getting someone else to make practice tests for you is a really good way to test if you actually understand what you have learned. You could ask someone to test you out loud or give you a written test. Either way, you are testing yourself and seeing if you have understood what you have learned. And this is really going to boost your confidence, and it's going to illuminate any areas that you still need to go and study. You could also do this by yourself. You could read over your study notes and then cover them or turn them over and try and recall everything that is on that page. This is a good way to test if you really remember what is on that page and if you can explain it again in your own words. If you really are in a rush and this is last minute studying, you could look over your notes before you get in the shower or the bath and then try and recall that information while you are doing something else. Multitasking while studying works very well for some people. So if it works for you, that's great, do it. If it doesn't, then rather don't do that. Rather use some of the other methods that I've spoken about. And that is it for cramming effectively. I hope you found this video helpful, and I hope that you can implement some of these methods that I have spoken about. Let me know in the comments below what you want to try out in the future. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!